Welcome to the Dog Chug. Roger and Ross, how's it going? Special guest Gator coming on from the jump.
Great, we got Gator.
Yeah, buddy, let's go.
So,
All right.
it's such an exciting time to be a Browns fan right now. So we're gonna have a great show. Anyone that's a little down from watching that Cavs game, we're gonna bring you right back. By the way,
Cavs season, baby.
What happened? There was a Browns game? Did I miss it? What happened?
I don't know, but the Cavs just won their 6th in a row. Which
6 in a row, and they smoked them. Man.
Yeah, by 40 points.
Have those all been home games? Every one of those?
I don't know. I've only been paying attention since Saturday.
Right.
I think they are. They had 6 home games in a row, and now we got 6
That's
away
fair.
games in a row.
Well, now we're like 24 and 15, I think. So doing all right.
All right. Well, promised a fun show. It's going to be a fun show. So we're going to get it started with a Dog Jug update where we tell you all that's going on in Cleveland sports.
All right.
So,
All right.
Ross, take it away.
Fancy.
The Browns have terminated the contracts of 2 assistant coaches and their offensive coordinator. When asked about it, head coach Kevin Stefanski had this to say. Yeah, we evaluated everyone throughout the season and determined we needed to make a few moves to put ourselves in the best position to win. We value those guys and wish them the best, but ultimately felt Stump's beard was too unkept, Alex was too portly, and T.C. McCartney declined an invite to Haslam's annual holiday fest.
What is? Oh, boy. The Cleveland Browns were knocked out of the playoffs against the Houston Texans on Saturday when they once again had the issues that plagued them all season, losing the turnover battle with a pair of pick sixes. Asked how they could fix this issue, Chief Strategy Officer Paul DePodesta said, "We actually just completed a 7-stage independent review with 30 of the brightest Ivy League minds that took a look at the numbers dating all the way back to the inception of football. Our key takeaway that we're excited to implement next season that will take us all the way to the Super Bowl is to stop throwing the ball to the other team."
Wow, damn.
Analytics. It worked.
Analytics. Guess Flacco's not coming back.
Wow. Heard that cost $350 million for that report. Good job. But now they're not going to build a dome. All right. Arguably the most impactful player on the Cleveland Browns roster, Myles Garrett, was a complete no-show, failing to create any noticeable pressure or affect the game in any way. When asked about his performance, Myles said, "Usually I wreck my car, get myself COVID, or use my helmet as a weapon and claim the guy's a racist to disguise the fact that while I can fuck hard from the jump, I'm known as one of those 2-pump chumps, and I blew my load this November against the Broncos."
All right.
Brutal, man.
2 sex jokes.
All right.
So far.
Bro.
The Steelers were eliminated from the playoffs, and many questions lingered about head coach Mike Tomlin's future with the team. When asked about it, he ran out of the press conference faster than Nick Carnes off of social media after he lost his bet against a Steeler fan to change his bio if the Browns lost.
I saw that. That was good.
He gave a bullet, a 28. He did a
thesis.
He did a 28-point presentation on why he didn't have to do it. Nick did. He looked like Shanahan.
Well, your last guest, Angry Browns fan, called him out on it. He was not too happy about that.
He had a lawyer. He got a lawyer and everything.
Baker Mayfield played one of his best games of his career, dropping multiple touchdown passes en route against the Eagles. When asked what this win means to him, Baker said, "We all know I'm doing college pregame football very soon, but man, it felt so good to give the Baker Bros one final chance to talk shit about the Watson trade over keeping me. I have to be honest, I've jacked it so many times over the past 2 days. Reading social media comments, I'm probably going to have to throw left-handed against the Lions this weekend."
Wow.
Oh, man.
Can't wait to watch that.
That'll be a good game.
And now we have Andy's top 10, and this is the top 10 reasons it was actually a good thing the Browns lost Saturday against the Houston Texans. So let's see. Number 10, ripping the Band-Aid off quickly versus losing the final 2 minutes of the AFC Championship resulted in way less Clevelanders jumping off the 480 bridge, and it's already tough enough to find decent workers these days. Number 9. If the Browns won, Jimmy was going to give 10 Browns fans a coupon to fuck D while he masturbates in the corner. And, well, that's disgusting.
Those Haslam's.
Wait, we're allowed to swear now? Last time I was on
Yeah.
this show, I got in trouble for swearing, and that is insane.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
no, yeah, we're back.
You know,
Coming to the
I was
top
just
10.
checking.
the Tog Jug's always evolving, Gator. All right, number 8. Nick Carnes would have made a celebratory tweet for winning that game that would have been so lame and obnoxious that all of Cleveland would have collectively shit themselves. So we dodged that.
Okay, that's enough Carnes hate. Come on, guys.
Number 7. If the Browns had won, Dog Jug had a deal on the table to sell out even more and signed an exclusive contract with Heineken 0.0. And you think this podcast sucks now, can you imagine us only being allowed to chug non-alcoholic beer?
Yeah.
Number 6. Winning is for losers.
Good. I like that one.
Clevelanders can get back to pretending like we care about the Cavs again.
Here we go. We
already
started it
there.
tonight.
Let's go, Cavs, baby.
Cavs chug next week.
Number 4. You morons actually think your life would magically get better because the Browns won? Does anybody remember how shitty The Office got when Pam and Jim got together?
That's not wrong.
Number 3. Can you imagine how many Clevelanders would have gone blind when Ed posted his shirtless dancing videos celebrating the big win? Dodge that one.
Yeah.
Don't do
Number
that.
2. I am spared doing 3 more chug videos, which means I'll live 5 weeks longer.
That's good news.
Yeah, I'm
Dog
surprised you
chug,
survived the
that's
last
one more
one.
dog chug episode, at least.
And the number 1 reason it's actually a good thing the Browns won, I bet 15 grand on the Texas money line. Fuck all you whiners.
Shit. You traitor.
All right, Andy.
What?
All right.
Yeah.
You bet 15
Man, I love
grand
it.
on the Texans?
The Texans money line paid out 140. Oh, yeah.
Well, you're the reason we lost. Now we know.
And he's drinking a natter day.
I thought it was Nick Carnes is the reason we lost. So
Hey,
Browns
take it easy on old Nicky boy.
we love Nick.
3 Nick jokes already.
He might actually be appearing on the show later. Look,
Hey,
he
the-
stepped into the,
the
comment.
Nick- the
we
Nick
talked about
Carnes-
current events here.
The Nick Carnes joke to sex joke ratio is 3-3, so we're doing pretty good.
All right. Well, that was the Dog Chug update. Good job, everyone. That was exceptional reading.
I did great.
We did a good job tonight.
Thanks.
So, Gator, we had you on again. This is a big week. Obviously, that was not the best win, and it's hard to talk about. But you're someone that knows how to talk about things. You always have an opinion. So I thought it'd be fun just to go through a couple different topics and just kind of give your one-line answer about what you think about this person or this whatever. So let's start. Myles Garrett. What's your
Trade
Myles Garrett take? Trade him.
Overrated. Okay. So I was texting you and a couple of our buddies right after the game and like the days after, and maybe I was just still bitter about the game, but I don't know. I mean, unless it comes out that he had like a major injury, like he needs to have surgery to like put his arm back on or like put both his knees back together. I just don't understand how there's an excuse to have 1 sack. And I know sack's not the end all be all stat, but how do you only have 1 sack in 7 games? To me, that can't be like, that's just not good enough. It's not, I mean, he's supposed to be a game wrecker. I don't know. You can say he's got a great win ratio or whatever, but I don't know. If you're not getting the quarterback and finishing, does it matter?
Should they start him week 10 next season?
Yeah, probably. Right. He's great for the first half of the season. I don't know. I guess it was an overreaction, but you also don't have hardly any draft picks. So if he's not going to have many sacks when it counts, you might as well go out and maybe find somebody that can. I don't know. Put 2 defensive ends.
He would return like
on
such
each
a
end.
crazy haul too.
Oh, I would think so. I think
Be
you
like
get
a record haul.
a high first, second.
Probably
I
2
don't know.
first.
Yeah,
I don't know, 2 firsts for somebody who only had 1 sack in 7 games, but
Well, the good news is the trade deadline's like week 7, so he'll probably have like 20 sacks by week 7 next year.
yeah, I don't know. And maybe it also seems like this is a season too long? Like, how the hell did all these other teams make it to the finish line semi-healthy? Because
they
like
play
every single week,
because they
we
play
couldn't
in
even do a
like
practice.
cookie cutter divisions where 6 games out of the year, it's like, basically a preseason game.
Well, you're gonna eventually start having it be like the NBA, where guys like will be like, Miles isn't playing this week. It's a rest week. Because you can't make it through 17 weeks.
We should just have like a B squad that plays against all the AFC North teams, and we just concede all those games, and then we just try and go 11-0 against the other opponents.
Something.
We'd stay healthy. All right, let's keep going. Kevin Stefanski.
Am I supposed to just talk about Kevin Stefanski?
Just give like the Gator take, quick take, whatever pops into your mind.
I love Kevin Stefanski. I think you keep him around. I don't know much about why they made these moves today, because it seems like a knee-jerk reaction. So we don't know yet if Kevin Stefanski was the reason why they made these moves today, like if they were him wanting new guys in there or not. But I love Kevin. I think he's built a great culture. I think he's an amazing play caller. I mean, you can't really argue against what he did with Flacco being anything short of a friggin' miracle. So when he has an actual good quarterback, I think he'll be fine. I mean, I'm interested to see who they bring at the offensive coordinator, though.
All right. You just mentioned him, Joe Flacco.
Bring him back. I mean, nobody else is going to want him based on what he did in the playoffs. I mean, those are 2 really terrible picks. So I think he would be a great backup to have in our system. And it'd be good for the culture, which is like the big thing they're focused on, to have a veteran guy in there like that. And I don't think it's going to be like any extra pressure on Deshaun just because Flacco's there. I mean, Flacco's making peanuts compared to what Deshaun's making. So
Bill Belichick's going to pick him up in Atlanta, and they're going to win the Super Bowl.
It's true.
Right.
All right. How about this? The Green Bay Packers.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm pulling for the rest of the way. That's my new NFC team.
They're the only road team that won, right? I believe that's right.
Is that for real?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well,
they were in Dallas, yeah.
They won their division, I thought.
Yeah. Well, I just love seeing Dallas lose. They're so hyped up and excited. And Jerry Jones is up there stewing and crumbling up papers and throwing them away and just losing his shit.
They won their division, didn't they?
But the Dallas Cowboys won their division.
Packers division. Yeah. Wait.
No, I think so. The Bucks.
Yeah, Detroit won the division to North. Green Bay is a wild
You're right.
card.
Bucks
Detroit
played
won.
at home.
Detroit won. Okay. The AFC North.
Too fucking good. We need to get rid of all divisions. That's the only way we can survive. I think it's just a gauntlet, man. Honestly, the only reason why the Ravens are at the top of the division because they stayed healthy. Every other team in the division got the shit kicked out of them and lost their starting quarterback.
Yeah, the Ravens started with a couple injuries to start the season, but then they got healthy and they pretty much sustained health.
At the end of the day, that's what this division is going to be probably for the next several years. Which team stays the healthiest? So to try to predict, is it going to be the Steelers, the Bengals, the Browns, the Ravens? It's a crapshoot unless you can predict injuries, because it's going to be which team is the least injured come the end of the season.
Well, and don't forget, analytics just uncovered that you just don't throw the ball to the other team and you win. So
or get hurt. Don't get hurt.
Okay.
So,
all right, Jim Schwartz.
God, I was fine with the game plan, all the things. I think the execution was poor, but I don't like that he showed up in that really fancy suit. Did you see the fancy suit he was wearing? It was like a red with like a black tuxedo looking thing. You're just too confident and cocky going into that game. Like that suit just stated, I'm going to do what I do and we're going to win no matter what. I'm not making any adjustments. And obviously they got their asses handed to them. But I mean, I honestly think it was more of, I'm so mad at MJ Emerson right now. Like he just did not want to tackle anybody. Like there's no excuse for the tackle he missed on the sideline for that 70-some yard touchdown pass to the tight end. Like, what the hell is he doing? He just walked right past him. And
He
just let
over
him
pursued, which is
so whatever. Schwartz can't make the tackles. So they didn't look like they had any energy at all. I don't think it was the game plan. I think it was just a lack of
execution,
showing up and executing.
Yeah.
They looked flat.
They did look flat. Baker Mayfield.
I don't want to talk about it. All right. I loved Baker when he was here. Like, I just don't know. Apparently there are some stories out there about Baker that haven't been like fully released about what was going on behind the scenes. So I feel like if I can do that, I can make a better evaluation. But I really liked him when he was here. I thought he was a lot of fun and crazy, and fans were getting into all of his shenanigans. But I mean, we weren't the only ones that screwed that one up. He went to the Panthers for a day and a half, and LA for a hot minute, and a cup of tea, and then he was out. Like, we weren't the only team that was like, this guy sucks. Get rid of him. So
I think everyone is terrible when they go to Carolina, right? That's oof.
That was part of the plan.
All right. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
They won 6 games in a row, and I haven't watched a single game this season, and I'm probably not going to watch any until the playoffs, where they'll get bounced in the first round.
Okay. The Cleveland Browns record next season.
17-0. Easy.
Deshaun Watson.
I think he's pulling all the strings behind the scenes. Like, I think these moves today, like, they might not come out and say it, but I think Deshaun was like, yeah, I don't really like AVP. I don't like Stump Mitchell. I want my guys. So I bet that the guys that come in and replace the people that were fired today all have some kind of special link to Deshaun Watson, if I had to make a guess, right? Like his old OC from Houston, or I don't know, his middle school offensive coordinator, or I don't know, his
the guy
best
on the
friend,
podcast.
or Chops. It's gonna be some guy that he hangs out with that's gonna end up taking these jobs. So I think he's making 1,000 bajillion times more money than anybody else in that franchise. He can say he wants whatever he wants, and they're gonna have to do it.
Yes, they will. All right, and then finally, the Dog Chug in 2024, which is getting off to a rousing start.
Well, I'm happy we can cuss again. That's cool. I don't know what that's all about, but I'd say you got me on, so the ratings are going to spike, and then it's probably going to be all downhill from today. So
Nice.
We do have 12 live viewers, so thank you.
All right, there we go. One more. We got a baker's dozen. I shouldn't say baker.
We slightly eclipsed 12 last week with Molly, by the way.
With who?
We had Molly Rose on, the great Molly Rose, and we did better than 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was
Yes,
the playoffs, so I think there was a lot more excitement for the Browns, maybe. All right. Well, that was good. How's life going? How's everything? I heard you.
Great, man. So I was so excited. Like, I like everybody else, I really thought the Browns were going to win. Like, I didn't think it was going to be but I thought we'd be getting ready for another playoff game. Like, I honestly did. And the fact that that's not what's happening this week really sucks. Because I don't like, it makes me, the fact that the Browns are good makes me care even less about our shitty basketball team and our shitty baseball team. So I don't know. I'm really not looking forward to baseball season or basketball season at all. Like, I have zero faith in the Cavaliers to do anything in the postseason. So I'm bummed. I'm just going to start. I'm more into what's going on in Berea and them firing coaches than I am into the Cavaliers, which is sad. But
if you need a pep talk, if you're feeling depressed, do not call Gator. He's not the guy to make it happen.
I am really excited. I am super excited the Steelers lost. If the Steelers would have still been playing like this week, I would have been an absolute disaster of a human being. So
Nice.
Way to go, Buffalo Bills.
And by the way, I for the Jets game, Gator and I were watching that game together. That was a good time.
That's probably one of the most fun games I've ever gone to. Like, that was a freaking blast. And it was full of hope for the future, and Joe Flacco's slinging it, and we had the weird light show going on, and it was a good time.
That
We
was a great
found
game.
Top Dog Tailgate, and we had a blast there.
Yeah, I went to our first top dog tailgate. We saw Bernie Kosar.
Oh, we did see Bernie, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys run into the rally possum?
No.
Well, no, you met Rally Possum's like cousin.
No, I met actually I met the Rally Possum guy's son.
Son, okay.
It was super cool. It was great to run into him, but no Rally Possum.
By the way, I've never played this. I should play this now. The original guy that picked up the possum who is having some health issues, he recorded a message for you.
For me?
Yeah.
For
Well,
Gator? How does he even know me?
he recorded it for the guy that helps with the Rally Possum account.
Hmm.
How do I?
Can we meet that guy at the tailgate?
Yes. Yes.
I met his- I met his son.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll figure out how to do that a little bit later. How are things going in the life of Gator?
Like I said, we're going good. We're back to school, which is great. Back into the swing of things. Kids are all crazy, fighting each other, doing all that good stuff. So being a teacher is always exciting and fun. That's about it. And the Steelers lost. Again, that is by far the best part. If the Steelers would have won, I would have been a mess.
Okay,
There he is.
Here he is, and he recorded this message special for Rally Possum.
Do you have a message for the guy that stole your identity?
Absolutely. Cody, I hear that you are taking my identity and you're capitalizing on it. You don't even call me.
Oh.
I see you're on social media, but on YouTube, there's a much better guy. It's called Cody's Lab. He's got much better information than you do.
Yes.
And if you want to hit me up. It's 216-622-5952. Call me, man.
Nice. Go Brown.
Dude, give me his digits. Nice.
All right.
That was great. I've had that for 3
Where-
years.
I was going to say, where's that from? Where were you?
That was the Top Dog event, wasn't it?
That was Top Dog Tailgate. Anyway, all right. So we do have a new opening at the offensive coordinator position, and one of the things we like to do on the Dog Chug is make some accurate predictions. If you go back and look at our track record, we've actually hit a lot of these. So the four of us are going to go around and we're going to name our best choice for who should be the new offensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns. And I guarantee one of us is going to be accurate. Ross, why don't you get us started?
Oh yeah, so I think we need to be really innovative with the new OC. We can't just have Kevin Stefanski running the show, being the creative guy, calling all the shots, because he's got a team to run. He's got to, establish the culture, like Gator said, focus on the entire team and not just the offense. So I want someone that's innovative, kind of matches the analytics that we got. So we definitely need to bring in Elon Musk to be our offensive coordinator, because think about it.
Okay.
He wanted to change banking. He created PayPal. He wanted to capitalize on electric cars and make them cool. He did Tesla and made automated self-driving cars for everybody, for the masses. He has SpaceX. They deal with making money and sending satellites into space. Well, think about this. What if we're the first team to have some kind of technological advantage on the field, whether that's communicating with the players legally or, designing up plays on the spot that work against coverages or whatnot. I feel like he'd be the guy that, he doesn't have all the time in the world to be our offensive coordinator, but that's okay because he's going to design and use his engineers. We'll get them for free of charge just for him being our offensive coordinator. He'll assign them a bunch of side projects to help us out. But I think as long as we can get ahead on the analytics game even further, he's our guy. Stefanski's calling the plays anyway. So, we could just have him be like a robot on the sideline. He doesn't even have to actually be there. I'm sure he's got ideas for artificial intelligence that the NFL hasn't used yet. So, that is our guy, Elon Musk. To some capacity, whether or not he's on the field or not, he's a busy guy. I know he is, but, he's constantly working. I'm sure he'd sign up for it if we threw enough money at him.
He can't be that busy. He's tweeting all the time, stupid shit.
Oh, and that's the thing, too. He could actually mute all the annoying people on Brown's X.
Okay, wait. Offshoot question. Who are those people?
I don't know, the people that I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Whoa!
I'm not gonna
there's a
fire
bunch of annoying
shots.
people. Okay.
How about everyone who's not funny? Everyone who thinks they know everything.
Give me one name. Don't say Nick Carnes. That's not nice.
Oh, probably that shenanigans dude. There's a bunch of those Baker Bros that don't shut up. I don't have specific ones. I think I don't follow a lot.
We got a little controversy brewing in the comments, Gator.
Yeah,
Not
what's going on with
appreciating
that?
your take on the Cavs here.
Yo, man, tell your boy stop hating on the Cavaliers, man. Just because the Browns went home early, that doesn't mean you got shit on the Cavs. Shut up.
Fully embrace the Cleveland Cavaliers and the dog jugging.
Bring that guy on here and tell him to explain to me how the Cavaliers are going to make it past the first round.
Well,
They're going to shoot 63 pointers and friggin' lose in the first round.
They'll either make the 3 pointers or miss them.
Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen this year, Gator. Plus, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but our bench has been playing amazing throughout the entirety of the season with some of our guys injured. We didn't quite have that last year.
Cool. No, I haven't been paying attention at all. I haven't watched a single game.
All right.
Because it's on. I can't. It's not on the thing anymore. I can't watch it. It's on the.
Supposedly, there's a rumor that Amazon Prime is going to buy
Bally.
whoever.
Yes.
Bally Diamond Sports.
They already did. They bought into Diamond Sports, but friggin' I don't know.
Because why not, right?
But then where are you gonna watch it? Is it gonna have to be a whole new app or?
No, on the Amazon Prime app.
Say it again.
On Amazon Prime, the app. Do you ever?
Well, that would be great. I'm okay. I'd be down with that.
I
All right.
guarantee they give us a surcharge. I guarantee it.
No, probably, but I will gladly pay it if it means I can watch all the Cavs and Guardians games.
Agreed.
All right. Okay, so Elon Musk, I like that, and it makes sense because we did go get a baseball guy to be like our analytics guy. So why not get a tech guy? And I agree with Gator. He has a lot of time on his hand. He is constantly releasing videos that he's on like levels on Diablo 4, the new nerd game, that like takes thousands of hours to get to or whatever. I'm sure he probably just pays people to play the game for him so he can post videos of him doing something that's not possible. Anyway, Roger, who do you think the Browns are going to hire?
Well, you know what, man? After watching Alex Van Pelt, and I thought he had the safest job in football. You know what I mean? Nobody ever said fire Alex Van Pelt. You know, nobody accused him of calling back. He just like sat in the office all day, and you didn't hear anything out of him. And all of a sudden he gets fired. I thought he was untouchable. That's what they need at offensive coordinator. Somebody that's like Teflon. That things, no matter what you accuse him of, no matter what, just bounce right off him. He just keeps swashbuckling through. Listen, we need a guy. There's a guy that won the presidency based on a TV character that was created, and people believe that was his real life. Donald Trump is who I think, because listen, he had zero experience in government and military, and he still is elected president. And he's got zero experience being an offensive coordinator. So what he's going to do, he's going to tell everybody that he's got the best plays, that his plays, nobody could ever come up with plays like this, that they're the greatest plays ever designed, and nobody could stop him. And, he achieved when he was president, actually did a pretty good job domestically. He got a lot of little victories here at home for the Republicans. And I'm thinking that he could turn around and, if he could turn a bunch of people to believe him, he can easily get the Browns fan base to believe him. You know, all the loons that run, it ain't going to be that much of a stretch from the MAGA to the Browns fans and getting people to believe him and follow them. And listen, and if he could just say that Mary Kay's got fake news. It's just fake news, Mary Kay. We're doing good, actually. PFF grades are bad, fake news. I say Donald Trump, he'll build the old line like a border wall. It'll be like the goddamn border wall. Nobody's going to get through it. And it's just, it makes sense. It makes sense. I think he can make the Browns offense great again. Donald Trump is, and I know Ed and Columbus are behind this one.
I love it.
Roger, we're gonna make a bit out of this. You're gonna be Donald Trump. We're gonna use all those lines. We're gonna do a Donald Trump interviews for offensive coordinator video.
I like to imagine Donald Trump doing press conferences after Browns games. You know what I mean? Or like when he gets hired. That should be the bit right there.
How great would
Alex
that be?
Van Pelt was terrible. He was the worst.
Who gave Daryl a
Might have been
microphone?
gay. Hated him.
China.
Let's get him out of here. Like, you should do that. Should be the bit right there.
And the penalties. Ted, the penalties.
Wow. Can you make your hair like red and crazy? Because I'm gonna
We're not
write
going to England. We're going to go play in China.
do that voice. I think it's a great idea, Roger. I do think a lot
I
of
agree.
people buy in, but one of me and Gator's buddies would not be able to watch the Browns anymore.
Oh, no.
He would. There would
I
be
would
some
love to.
penalties.
I would love to see that conflict of
The
interest.
perverted quarterback wasn't enough. Hey,
Man, that's a good. Man, next time we're with Cody, we got to ask him. Are you still a Browns fan if they were to hire Donald Trump as like a, I don't know, something, or if he owned the team, right? Which would be more realistic. Let's say Donald Trump buys the Browns. Would Cody still be a fan?
I mean, it's not.
I don't know
even-
what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is. That's a great one.
All right, I'm gonna. You guys are great answer, but I think you're being a little silly, right? We're trying to come up with like actual content that could actually happen.
wow. Is that the assignment?
Trump's worrying about the presidency. Elon Musk is running multiple companies, so I don't think they're going to come to Cleveland. So I'm going to give you like a realistic answer. And I want a guy who's just going to stand there and hold the clipboard and do nothing, just like AVP did, right? And I want a guy he's just going to be clapping to himself. No one's going to go near him. The dog chug jokes will write themselves. So I'm advocating we bring back Hugh Jackson to the Cleveland Browns, the offensive coordinator. I think that would be amazing on so many multiple levels.
Whoa.
Got to do it.
I can't advocate for that. Ever since that guy tried to jump in Lake Erie and his ass came out, I was like, I'm done with this guy.
He already spends like half his days doing cameo videos about the Browns, so it only makes sense.
I saw it.
I almost want Freddie Kitchens and the Wishbone because who doesn't need more Freddie Kitchens and the Wishbone? 2018.
Yeah, maybe make them cage match it out, and then the winner gets the job. I don't know. Gator, you didn't like my answer, so why don't you tell us who should be the next offensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns?
Well, I'm not going to tell you who it should be. I'm going to tell you who it's going to be.
Okay.
This was a guy who was fired midway through the season as an offensive coordinator this year, who knows the AFC North better than anybody else, whose name has been chanted in arenas in states all over the country all year long. Now, they did say fire in front of his name, but Matt Canada coming to an offensive room near you. He knows the division. He's pissed off at Pittsburgh, right? Yeah, he sucks, but we're not going to use him anyway. It's going to be Kevin Stefanski. So we're basically just bringing him in to piss off the Steelers.
Hey,
Matt Canada, your 2024 offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns.
And every one of his teams finished over 500. That's all that
Absolutely.
matters. That's how you brag about him, right?
And his quarterback will have hands that are bigger than teeny tiny little baby hands. So he's probably going to do better anyway. There you go. Matt Canada.
I'm sold. Matt Canada's the right guy. Piss off
Matt
Steelers.
Canada Revenge Tour.
I mean, come on. I'll buy the homage shirt right now. It'd be great.
Sorry, Hugh. You're out. and he is
Actually, it's going to be Daryl Bevel is like the real guy. But
I'll make a Twitter poll and see who everyone picks.
all right.
passing game coordinator for the Miami Dolphins will be your actual offensive coordinator.
All right. Now we're going to get to our featured game of the night. Everyone get excited because we're going to play a little spit, sip, chug.
Is this new?
I'm gonna make a statement. If you agree, you're gonna chug. Disagree, you're gonna spit. And if you're somewhere in the middle, you're gonna sip. Roger, this has been too good of a show. No sipping out of you.
Jesus.
Start working on that Trump impression.
And we're gonna start with you, actually. So given the lackluster performance in the playoffs, it was a mistake to rest the starters against Cincinnati. Roger, do you agree or do you disagree? You can't be in the middle. You got to pick a side here.
I'm chugging. I really think that he should have played him like you do the third preseason game whatever you do, where you run them out there and, first quarter or half of the second quarter, give them a couple, going into the second quarter and then start filtering in guys. And I really think they should have done that. I mean, you can't play scared. I think they had a long layoff. Defense was just lost. They were just flat-footed and we're not into it. I think if you would have played some guys, they would have performed a lot better.
All right. Gator.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Now there's a caveat to this. I'm going to chug. But hindsight's 2020. If we go back in the past and go back to that game, I probably would make the same exact decision. Right? They needed a break. We were riddled with injuries. But at the same time, we looked like a team that kind of forgot how to play football. And we were on a roll. I mean, hell, Flacco is throwing for 300 yards a game over and over again. The defense is on fire. It doesn't matter if someone's getting hurt. Every game, people are getting hurt. Hell, freaking, what's his name got hurt in practice? Denzel Ward got hurt in practice. All right, so it doesn't matter. You need that momentum. I know people say it's not a real thing, but when you get your friggin' dicks ripped off and handed to you in a game like that, it affects the team, right? So I think, I don't know, especially if it's a division opponent, you got to play your guys.
All right. Yeah, for me on this one, we lost this game for two reasons. Neither of them was because we set our starters against Cincinnati as far as I'm concerned. First reason is because we have a quarterback that is a gunslinger that's going to throw the ball down the field and hope that our guys catch it. And unfortunately, in this particular game, the other team caught it. And instead of, tackling them, we let them get all the way into the end zone. And everything just got away from us really fast. The second reason we lost this game is because we kind of had a problem all season. I don't know if anyone was paying attention. When we played good quarterbacks, they tore our defense up. Our defense could really, really make bad offenses look horrible, and we would look amazing. But we very rarely played good games against good quarterbacks. So we got to keep working on the defense, and we got to find an offense that isn't going to turn the ball over. I mean, good Lord, even when we were winning games, those 5 games, we turned the ball over way too much. And, that's like playing Russian roulette. And on this one, we got shot instead of it going click. So I'm spitting. I'm going to double spit.
Well, I'm going to spit on you too, Andy. Oh, wrong way. Whatever way it is. Whatever way. Over. I was going into the east side. I was spitting toward the east side. You can't play them. There were so many injuries. Could you imagine? Batonio got hurt so early in that playoff game. He would have got hurt playing the week before, and he really needed the rest. So I'm sure there's other players that were dealing with injuries that weren't reported, and it's probably a really good thing that we got that extra bye week in there. And I'm pretty sure, if you treated that as a bye week, I know Kevin Stefanski has a pretty decent record out of a bye or after a loss. I forget either one. But, just healthy players was so important for us at that point for us to even have a shot. Or, heck, if we did win, having a healthy roster for a playoff streak would be really important.
Right.
That didn't happen, of course. So here we are.
We don't always agree on the dog chug, but we have good conversation. Statement number 2, Gator with a review. If Flacco is willing to come back on a 1-year, $10 million contract, the Browns have to do it.
1 year, $10 million. I'm going to chug. Obviously, the NFL has shown us one thing this year, and it's that you're going to need a friggin' backup quarterback. Okay? He doesn't have to do anything. He can collect his money, hang out, learn whatever new offense Matt Canada puts in, and just kind of be ready when his number's called. And honestly, I would feel super confident with him coming in whenever he needs to come in. Let's say Deshaun's banged up a little bit. There doesn't even have to be a debate about whether or not he should play. If he's got a slight injury that's nagging him, just toss Joe Flacco in there. Now, the issue with bringing Joe Flacco, like legitimately back as, sorry to bore you, to bring him back as a backup would be the fact that he's going to run a completely different offense. So I think if you got a backup, it's going to have to probably be somebody that's got a similar skill set. But if it's me, I'm bringing Flacco back. He's magical. He can go in for a week and not even practice all year long and be great. So I say bring his ass back.
All right. Once again, we're going to disagree on this one. We already have a backup quarterback. I'm excited to see his development next year. DTR, he looked amazing in preseason. He looked pretty darn good in that Denver Broncos game before he got injured. I want to see him continue to get better. Plus, he's on a very cheap contract. I would definitely like to bring in another guy. As Cody mentioned, you need your quarterback room is going to be tested, especially in this division. But I don't want to spend $10 million on that option. I don't want it to be someone that doesn't really match what the offense is trying to do. And the other problem with Flacco is there's going to be a lot of idiots that are just going to be like, oh, Deshaun had a bad game, put Flacco in. Like, I don't need that distraction. So just go get someone. We already proved like this team can win with PJ Walker. We don't need a bigger name. We just need someone that's not completely disastrously awful. So I don't want to spend $10 million on a third option. Go find someone that you can win with. I think the Browns could do that. So I'm spitting.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're like negative 12 million under the cap right now. So
right.
That's a lot of money for a backup.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, I'm going to join Andy again and spit. 10 million is just too much. Heck, we should just tell him to stay at home and be like, if Deshaun does get hurt, we'll give you the 10 million like mid-season, but we shouldn't pay him up right ahead of time. Like just stick with it. Be like, hey, you don't have to do shit. Sit at home. Don't let your contract hit our books until we absolutely need you.
Stay ready.
So let's go with that. Plus the DTR thing, like Andy said. And honestly, as hard it is for me to root for Deshaun, if he's not healthy, we're not winning the Super Bowl. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, we already saw
we're just not doing it. Like, so why get insurance for a guy that if he goes down, you're done anyway? Yeah. I don't think DTR's taking us to the Super Bowl. Newsflash.
Fair enough. Roger.
Oh boy, I don't. You know what? I'm gonna have to spit on it. What? You know, I would be one of the people that would be calling for Joe Flacco immediately. You know, Watson just like have an incomplete pass. I'd be like, that's it. Give me Joe Flacco. You know, you know who I would love to see the Browns? What is the Chicago? I think Chicago's going to ruin another quarterback, draft one, and ruin another one. I'd love to see what they were doing with Justin Fields. I don't know why I just to like to sit behind Watson. I know everybody loves DTR, but I think he played in he is what he is. I don't think he's going to be any better. I think that we need another guy behind Deshaun Watson because Watson's going to get hurt again. He'll be on the IR at least twice next year. So you need a guy that can go in and play, and I don't think it's Joe Flacco. I'd rather, if anything, I'd take Jacoby Brissett back and put him on the bench. Joe Flacco would be nothing but trouble, like you said, Andy. He'd be constant. You know, play Joe Flacco constantly.
Joe Flacco would be trouble, but Justin Fields being behind Sean Watson, that's going to make everyone just.
Oh my God.
We're good.
Shitstorm is what that would be. That would be terrible. I mean, people would be losing their minds asking for him, for sure. And plus, how much do you think you'd have to pay Justin Fields to be your backup?
$40 million.
And how much would you have to give up just to get him?
More first-round picks.
Though we don't
not
have
a first-round pick. Hey, we know that.
Well, we get first-round picks back next year.
Trade them.
Might as well get rid of those. All right. Roger, you kind of sounded like Dan a little bit on that one, but
yeah,
I love it.
I wasn't paying attention.
That's why we love you, buddy.
All right. If an NFC team was willing to pay multiple first-round picks for Myles Garrett, the Browns have to take it. I get to start this one. Yeah, you guys are out of your fucking mind. I'm spitting. I know Myles had lackluster end of the season, but I've seen him do amazing things. And maybe he's not like the best, defensive end in the league right now, and that sucks because you need your best player to play his best in the biggest games. But the guy's fucking outstanding. He's probably a Hall of Fame player. He probably already hit that benchmark. I want my best players to be on the Browns. I'm not trading them for fucking draft picks at this point. I feel like the Browns are in position to win next season. So you can take your draft picks and I don't know, wipe your ass with them. I want the players. I'm going to say no. Ross.
All right, I'm going to spit. Obviously, this is designed to be the Browns' window. We're going to have a bunch of these players next year. The defense should still be awesome. And a team that has their window has got to keep their elite talent, whether it's edge rusher, receiver, running back, quarterback. That's kind of our plan right now. That's why we're spending money out the ass and, even pushing money out further to create cap space because this is our window. So it's not the time to draft first rounders that you potentially have to develop. You want instant impact players. So getting rid of Miles and getting future first round picks and one currently this year or something really wouldn't help us in that scenario. It's our window now. You got to keep him.
All right.
He's too pivotal.
Roger.
I'm chugging on it.
Whoa. He's back.
Never mind the fact that I was a harsh critic of Myles Garrett all the way up to this season, and I jumped on the bandwagon. And as soon as I did, he had 1 sack the rest of the year. Never mind that. I want those first round draft picks because it's Jacob Roach's birthday, and I want him to have for his mock drafts. I want him to have a bunch of first round picks, so that's why I do it for Jacob Roach's birthday. So, how's that?
I love it. Yeah, that's good. Gator.
I'm gonna step on this one.
You were all into it earlier, but we've changed your mind.
Well, what you give me a specific scenario? So there are multiple first round draft picks. It depends. Okay, if they are high first round draft picks, I'm taking it. If they are low first round draft picks, I'm not. As in, if they're
it's Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, no. I want to be in the top 10. Right? I want an impact player now, multiple impact players. I think Andrew Berry would at least listen to the phone call, right? And think about it because something's going on, right? 1 sack. And I know it's not the end all be all. It's just a sack. His PFF grades or whatever are fantastic. But 1 sack in 7 games is just there's something going on here, right? They put Clowney on the other side. Doesn't make that big of an impact. They put Za'Darius over there. I don't know. There's something going on with him, and he's whatever. Maybe you could use those first round draft picks to have 2 guys who are equal to Miles or close to it on each side. Something. It's not working right now. I don't know what it is or what changed halfway through the season, but Miles, when it's time to make a big giant play on the big stage, he's just not there, right? And I hate to say this, but I only watch the Steelers because I hate them with a burning passion deep inside of me. But that's also because, when you watch those games, TJ Watt makes incredible plays, right? He might not have the PFF rankings, but that guy is a menace, and he's causing fumbles and getting interceptions, and he's everywhere, right? Miles just doesn't seem to have that same fire that he has. And this is a thing that people said about Miles early on in his career or whenever he was in the draft process. Does he love football? Halfway through the season, it seems like he gets kind of bored with football.
All right.
Hey, but he has 6-pack abs, okay?
Cool. Yeah.
He's trying a little bit.
And then I'm kind of mad about his press conference he had right before the game where he was we've talked about being, a good defense, but now we got to really show it. And then to not show up at all, I don't know. He just doesn't straight. He's not a leader. It doesn't seem like. I don't know how much he loves playing football. And I think right now, if you can get a haul for him, you get it while you can before he retires early, which I think is going to happen.
He could focus on the Cavaliers. He's a part owner now, so he could just worry about that.
There was a little bit of a stretch throughout your 7 games you keep mentioning where it seemed like he was getting held on every play, and it seemed like they weren't going to call it. And then he spoke out about it, and I think it got even worse. I mean, I know he didn't. Houston had an amazing game plan to get the ball out quick, and they executed. And I don't think they afforded us the time to get there. But maybe it's that simple, or maybe it's that he doesn't care. I don't think T.J. Watt would have had a amazing presence against the Houston Texans if he was healthy and they were playing that team, given the game plan that we saw.
It's just complicated, man. I mean, so they give him so much attention that he can't do anything, right? He's got a guy chipping him, 2 guys following him. I mean, like, remember the one game there's people following him around the line? That's great. He gets all that attention. But then, like, the person on the other side has to do something with it. So it's either
– it felt like earlier on in the season we had a lot of pressure from the other side, and injuries might have slowed those guys down.
I mean, how many sacks did Za'Darius have this year? Do you know?
I mean, it was a healthy number, but I don't have it offhand.
I thought it was 1.5.
Really?
Felt like he was making an impact. But I'm usually watching the game.
I don't think it's very many.
All right, what about
5.5?
5.5.
5.5.
And what about Obo?
Oh man,
2? Maybe
No.
3? I don't know.
Had some really good games. Anyway,
But here's what I'm saying. Okay, you get rid of
4.5.
Maybe you have 2 good but not elite pass rushers who are single team. Is that better than having an elite pass rusher that's double or triple team that's not doing anything and a mediocre on the other side?
That one dude on the Bengals got like 17 sacks and no one even knows his name.
I think the Browns have to they're going into the second year of Jim Schwartz era. It appears they got to figure this out. How do we maintain pressure throughout the season? And that will be something I'm very disappointed if we can't maintain the consistency throughout the season. So, but at this point, yeah, I don't think the right answer is moving him. But I hear what you're saying. If someone's willing to overpay for any player, you gotta evaluate that and ultimately continue to put yourself in a good position. So I don't disagree with that statement, but I'm not trading Miles at this point. I'd be disappointed. Anyway, let's move it along. Ross, we're going to start with you. It would be a mistake to not bring Kareem Hunt back, given Chubb's uncertain timetable coming back from his injury.
I'm going to sip, mainly because I have no idea what the cost is going to be. For the right cost, yeah, bring him back. He seems to love the team, love the city. He does play hard, whether he's as good as he used to be. He still plays hard. He's always crashing into the goal line, getting our TDs. He's definitely good assurance, but I'm only sipping because of the cost question.
All right.
But I think we'll be in a pretty safe spot where we'll be able to afford him again. Because I'm guessing he was pretty damn cheap this year too. So.
Oh yes.
$3 million. What's that?
Roger.
Roger.
Earth to Roger.
Kind of a big deal. Hello.
I love Kareem Hunt. I got Kareem Hunt's helmet. That's the one we're on, the Kareem Hunt, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got Kareem Hunt's helmet, but Kareem Hunt is good for 3 yards, man. I said this on Twitter. I hope to God we don't need Kareem Hunt next year. I hope it doesn't get that bad that we need Kareem Hunt. I love Kareem Hunt. And if we can put a guy on the roster to play fullback and get us 3 yards, when we're on the goal line, he's going to score. Nobody's going to stop him if you're on the goal line. Kareem's going to score. But I think we need to go out and really find another running back for that running back room. And somebody a lot younger and faster and cheaper than Kareem Hunt. How about that?
All right.
I guess I'm spitting on it.
Gator.
Yeah, I mean, I think hold on. We're really strapped financially. So if it's just going to be another, I think his contract, it says like $3.8 million. If it's that or less, then yeah, maybe. And you're probably going to need somebody at least early in the year before Chubb gets back, because I don't know that he's
Yeah.
going to be back full strength right out of the gate. And also, he's 28 years old. Yeah, he's got some miles on the tire, but man, he had 10, 11 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
Like he's got a nose for the end zone. He loves Cleveland. Like seems to be a great locker room guy. I mean, I'm only feeling positives about like what he brings to the table. So I think you got to bring him back if you can for a reasonable price, because I don't know. I'm not fully impressed with what Ford and Strong have done yet. I mean, I think there's some potential there, but I don't know. I think you're going to need more running backs earlier in the season, especially with Chubb working his way back in.
Changing my vote. Sold.
Yeah, I love Kareem Hunt, and my heart absolutely says bring him back, but my brain says, come on, go get. I mean, first of all, running backs are a dime a dozen as far as I don't know, guys just don't have an opportunity for whatever reason. Go draft someone. Go bring someone that's a little bit younger. We need athleticism. I mean, he does have a nose for the end zone, which is fantastic, but I'm hoping that's not something the 2024 Browns are going to absolutely need to rely on like the 2023 Browns did. If we can get him back on a cheap deal. I mean, here's the thing about the football now. You can bring a veteran in on your practice squad and just elevate him when you need him. If he doesn't have another spot, that might be something he's receptive to, especially since he lives in this area. But I want to bring in, an option with less tread on the tires. Let's put it that way. So I'm spitting. And Gator, do you want to add something?
I'm going to say 2 words to you and see how you respond to this. Dwayne Bowe. Remember when he came? He was a veteran, but he wasn't that old. He came in.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He fell apart. I mean, he didn't care to be here. He was just he was here for the money.
Right. He collected a paycheck. Guess what? I bet you could bring Kareem Hunt in for friggin' free. That guy wants to play for Cleveland. He runs his ass off. I don't know that he would do that for any other team. Like he loves Cleveland. Like he runs like passionately to score for his team. Like I don't know. I just think that guy has some intangibles that nobody else can bring. That if I just get concerned, you bring in a guy, you could have a Dwayne Bowe situation. Yeah, you bring in a veteran or somebody, and they're just there to collect the paycheck because they know once Chubb gets there, he's the man.
So one, I would say, I feel like our front office has a nose for knowing. Our front office has a nose for knowing which guys are here to collect the paycheck first, which guys are here to play. They had to find an option when Chubb went down. They found Kareem Hunt, and it worked out amazingly well. So I think if they put their nose to the grind and find a guy, I'm confident they'll bring in someone that's going to be productive. But I think I'm more leaning towards draft because I think it's so easy to draft like a 3rd round, 4th round running back that really can make an impact. And I just want a little bit of insurance with a guy that has a lot to prove. So that's kind of the way I would go. I really feel like Kareem Hunt took a lot of mileage this year. I mean, he got hit so many times, so hard. I can't imagine that guy coming back next year and doing it again.
Did it seem to affect him?
Well, yeah, our running game was so bad because I think our offensive line just could not open holes given the injuries. So it's hard for me to gauge, to be honest. But Kareem Hunt,
you scored 2 touchdowns in the playoff game. Who scored?
Yeah. No, he has a nose for the end zone, and if you're a goal line situation, no one else I'd rather have. So look, I'm conflicted a little bit, not super concise. I probably should have sipped, but I don't like to.
I think he's kind of a leader in that locker room. You know what I mean? Like he's not as physically gifted as a Myles Garrett, but Myles Garrett sits there with his thumb up his ass and just doesn't do anything. Like, I mean, as a leader, I don't think he does. I think in the locker room, he's just there. But I think you got a guy who's a vocal leader. I think you got to keep a guy like that.
Well, I have a lot of confidence in this front office, so we'll see what they do.
I do too.
I don't know that that Kareem Hunt's going to have the biggest market for his services. I kind of think.
No, I don't think anybody would want it.
Right. All right. Russ.
I already did my take.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's right. I'm a terrible host. All right,
Fired.
we're gonna end the Spit Sip Chug with this final statement. We're not supposed to mention this guy, but Nick Carnes should have updated his dog chug bio. His ex bio, social media bio.
Leave Nick alone.
For anyone that's not familiar, he made a bet. How about we agree if the Browns
I have
lose,
it on the
I'll
screen.
update. If they win,
He
you
presented a bet. He presented a bet.
The bet was not reciprocated.
Consummated.
And then after the Browns lost, the guy came on and said, "All right, you better start updating your bio." So who's right? Angry Browns fans got really mad at him, made some fun interactions.
Wow.
Nick defended himself very, very hardcore. So let's do Spit Sip Chug. Where do you guys all land on this, Ross? Oh no, I'm sorry, Roger. We start with you.
Me?
Yep.
I'm spitting. I was there for the initial appearances, preliminary hearing, the arraignment, the trial. Nick, his opening statement was brilliant. He presented all the facts. He was knocking witnesses down like goddamn my cousin Vinny. He was going through them. He had the jury loving him. Nick was singing. He was doing poetry by the end of it. And there's no way there's never evidence against Nick. And there's no way Nick should have done that. Should have bowed. Nope. Open and shut.
Gator.
I'm going to chug. Wait, what was the thing again? Oh,
He should have updated his bio.
I'm going to chug, and I'm going to read this poem that I wrote just now in the last 10 seconds for
Maybe
Nick
you'll
Carnes.
get 20,000 likes.
Maybe, probably not. Dear Nick Carnes, you agreed to make a bet. When you lost, you started to fret. Now you know what you have to do. Post about TJ Watt or else screw you.
Whoa. Bringing it. You're hired.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Nick. You're great.
All right. Look, first of all, Nick should not have updated his bio. So I think that means I'm going to spit. God, spitting all day today. But he also should not have leaned into the controversy and continued to get all defensive about it. He should have just shut up about it because it just made the story bigger. If you're going to make the story bigger,
part.
just update your profile. Just say, okay, screw you. I'll update my. I don't know. Like,
The trial was the saga. The drama was the best part of the day. That was my favorite part of the whole thing.
To make it more.
You should just ignore internet trolls like the Pickensburg guy.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, me hanging on the edge.
But if you're gonna make it a story, then you should just lean in. You should just change the profile just to be like, I know that I don't have to do this, but fine, because you guys are all idiots. You should have, whatever, leaned into it a little bit.
All you got to do is find a loophole, Nick. All right. So you said you were going to post that TJ Watt was the DPOY.
No, I think
just post TJ Watt, defensive pussy of the year. Boom.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. He could have made it.
I disagree.
Find a loophole.
Funny.
Nick he stood his ground. I disagree.
He could have said like
I was gonna pick it out. I was gonna go stand on Pleasant Valley in 77 with a sign for Nick.
TJ Watt DPOY in parentheses and then said like, I'm only posting this because people don't understand how bets work or something like that. I mean, he had a million options. He didn't handle it very well as far as I'm concerned, but that's all right. Ross?
I'm going to chug. He should have just done it because it's so easy. It wasn't even a tweet. It was literally his bio. Someone had taken a screenshot of it, and anyone with a brain knows it was
Damn the man.
It's a rivalry.
I'm with you, Nick.
How many people do you see online that have to like wear a Michigan hoodie and everyone knows they're an Ohio State fan? It's just, oh, he lost a bet, done. And he would have done it for like a day, done. Easy.
Yes.
And he spent more time writing responses than just doing it.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Well, let's see here.
No way.
Nick
I agree with Nick.
I'm going to now, let's see, video file, share screen. Here we go. Now let's hear from the man himself, Nick Carnes appearing on the Dog Chug to defend his position. And let's see what he has to say about this. He's had time to reflect on it. Now you're going to get his most current thoughts.
Is this recorded in jail? What happened to Nick here? Live from the Cuyahoga County.
He was put in
Men's
jail for welching out.
prison.
Nick, do you need me to put money on your books? What's going on?
Jeez.
All right, everybody. Nick Carnes.
This guy a barber.
Sorry I can't be there with you guys tonight. Weather really makes my job difficult. So by the time you see this, I will be sleeping and getting ready for the next one. But I want to address this whole bet situation because I know that there's going to be some spit sipping and chugging on it. And I'm okay with it. Well, let me just say, whenever I bet on anything, right, you can offer anything wild you want. You can put the most wild parlay and decide to dump your bank account into the sports book. But until that sports book says accepted, until somebody shakes your hand and says deal, that's not a bet. You can offer anything you want, any terms, throw it out, whatever. Where I'm from, how I've always done things is bets are handshake agreements. And when I throw that bet out to Pickensburg, it's up. I ask him, deal, right? The tweet's still up. The proof is still there. You can go back and look at it. And I asked Pickensburg if he wanted to make a deal. And he never gave me an answer, never gave me a confirmation. So to me, that's a bet offered and a bet not accepted. If he had said accepted, that TJ Watt DPOY nonsense would be in my bio right now because I will uphold my bets. That's as simple as it is for me. So until somebody says, I accept your bet, it's not a bet. Offer me anything you want. And that's fine. Some of it can be for sure. But I was trying to make a real bet. Pickensburg didn't want any part of it. I don't know. That's coward behavior, if you ask me. That's why I'm at on it. Where are you at it?
Wow.
Where'd you get that video from? 1992?
Yeah.
It's from a Mexican jail.
Yeah, I was gonna say the internet in jail is not real good. Hey, Nick, you lay with dogs, you get fleas, buddy. That's what happens. Quit messing around with idiots like fucking Pickensburg.
I support Nick. He had a strong argument. The guy never accepted the bet. I'm in Nick's corner.
This is stupid. This is nonsense.
Oh, it is.
We already spent too
It
much
was
time
great
on it.
reading all day. It was fun.
I support Nick. He looks like he needs it.
We tried to give Angry Browns fans a chance to give his side of his take. He declined. He did not want to lean into this. But before 1 minute before the game, I sent a tweet out to Angry Browns fans and I said, if the Cavs win by 40, you owe me $1 million. If the Cavs if they win by 39 or less, I owe you $1.
That's good.
And so apparently you owe me $1 million, Angry Browns fans.
That's good.
So
I like that.
So I think that's it. Look, it's been an emotional week, Gator. Where are you at with this team right now? I mean, we got a long off season, and it's going to be long. And like you said, we don't have a lot of draft picks. We don't have a lot of cap room, so it's probably not going to be one of these splashy off seasons that we typically have. So how are you going to get through it? You don't care about the Cavs. You don't care about the Guardians.
Nah,
What's going to move the needle for you?
When's the last time the Cleveland Browns had a boring offseason? Can you name one?
Well, yeah, Hugh Jackson's third season. I was so turned off to the team.
Okay. Regardless, this team produces more drama than they do wins. So, I mean, Andy, it was, a couple days after we lost, and we were a really good team all year, and we fired 3 people? This team produces more drama and more storylines than anybody anywhere else could possibly write. So you're going to have plenty of stuff to follow. We don't even have a first-round pick. Doesn't matter. There's going to be all kinds of drama going on. There's going to be plenty to follow with the Browns all offseason. So, I mean, we'll see what's going on with – can we get some healthy people back, right? I think we'll be fine. So, I don't remember what the question was. I feel like Roger right now, but
All right. Well,
go Browns.
you know, you say it's going to be a monumental offseason. It's going to be a lot of news and fun. So I can't wait to have you back on and talk about it. We love having you on, even if you piss most of our audience off. But hey,
Delusional Cavs fans, probably.
This makes you controversial. We love controversy on the Dog Chug. So everyone,
You know what? They should move up in the draft and get a Michigan quarterback as our number 2, and then we're going to be. It's not that. See,
I don't know what happened there. I just apparently his internet.
It's that basement Wi-Fi. It's tough to get a signal.
He gets his internet provider is the same as Nick Carnes. Apparently,
I was gonna say he just left. He's going to go break Nick Carnes out of jail.
Oh, he's back on. Roger, what?
Yeah.
Sorry, we missed what you were saying.
Never mind. I'm going to celebrate my natty in silence.
Roger, congratulations on Michigan winning the national championship. That was
It worked hard for it.
Yes. I always felt like Harbaugh needed to go, but they continued to build around him and they won. So props to you. I hope you enjoyed every minute of it, buddy.
Where's he going, Roger? Where's Harbaugh going?
I think San Diego, the Chargers.
L.A.
Yeah.
Well, you
He
got
might go back to Michigan, but he said, I'll come back as long as you promise not to fire me if sanctions come down from the NCAA. He wants that clause in his contract. He told Michigan, like, hey, if I come back and they have sanctions, you can't fire me. So who knows?
If I could bet on that, I would. He's not going back to Michigan.
That's awesome. Well, you got a bit of a Dog Chug exclusive. Roger says he's going to L.A. and Gator says he's not going back to Michigan. So, see, you learn a little something on the show. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for today. Anyone have anything they want to end on?
No, because it'll only be sad. I'm just upset we lost.
I think we got to start working on the Donald Trump press conferences after Browns games.
I'm going to start writing as soon as this.
Some sort of filter. AVP, he was the worst. I'm so glad he's gone. Everyone's glad he's gone. Stump, your beard was gross. Everybody knew it was gross. Nobody wanted to say it. That's why they fired you. Goodbye. You're fired.
Look forward to seeing Gator doing his Donald Trump impression.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Go like this, squint your eyes, go, woo. That easy.
Well, with that, we're going to end. Go Browns, I guess. But go Cavs and go Guardians. Even if Gator doesn't subscribe to that, we still love.
You know what? I'm going to be joining James and those guys over on their podcast for Guardians this year. But we'll announce that later on. Yeah, with Kevin Sleds and the guys. With the one that James, our buddy James, does. So, but I'll announce that later on. Are they going to
show up after Guardians loss?
I'm sorry?
Are they going to show up after a Guardians loss? Those guys?
No, not those guys. I think they do it once a week. It's Got Cleveland podcast.
Okay, sorry, I was making a joke about the previous Guardians podcast you were on. All right, Rogers is sleeping. Anyway, everyone have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. Gator, thanks for coming on. Roger and Ross, love you guys. And
thanks for having me.
Can't wait to do it again next week. Look, we didn't win this year, but we're going to win next year. So drink them if you got them and go Browns.
Go Browns.
Go Browns.